everybody. I just got home from a Spravato appointment with my doctor, and the ketamine is definitely still in my system, so I might be talking slower than usual on this one. You know, while I was there, cause man, people say like, well, you know, they smoke a joint or whatever, and they're like, oh man, I am gone right now, I'm not here. That, no, like with ketamine, with dissociatives, you're actually not here. It's like no, I'm not just daydreaming. There is a part of me that is not interfacing with this like universe at the moment. Just a small part. I'm mostly in this universe, but like part of me is just in the void. Just a little piece. Moving on, what am I saying? I'm reading a trip report. That's right. I had this feeling while I was in the doctor's office undergoing the peak of the ketamine experience, where it was just me and the music I was listening to and darkness, and I just wasn't there. I just was not on Earth. I was just in the void. Like, I could open my eyes and I'd remember, oh yeah, that's there. But like, I was like fucking, I almost could have forgot I was human at a certain point. I was barely thinking, and I had the thought, man, what would DMT be like right now? But I am a good boy who does not break the law. I merely skirt the law to have my drug experiences. Hey, casual reminder that THCA is literally the same fucking thing as Delta-9 THC, except it's legal. It turns into Delta-9 THC when you smoke it, and it is legal federally. You can just buy weed, and it's legal. I think there may be like a state or two that banned it. Yo, shout out to, no, I don't want to shout them out. What if they spray their shit with pesticides? I don't know. I get my stuff real cheap, and it's like really good, and it worries me sometimes. I'm like, what are they doing to, like, it seems fine. They got good reviews. What the fuck? Oh my god, I'm 4 minutes into the recording. Jesus Christ. Mako, so focus. Come to Earth. We're doing a trip report. Oh my god. Bro, my skull feels weird. My point is, I am not currently able to easily or legally combine DMT with ketamine, so let's look at someone else doing it instead. How about that? Let's both learn together. I haven't even read this one yet. It's formatted kind of weird. There's no... every line is a new line. Like, every sentence, they hit the enter key on their keyboard to type a new line. I thought it was a fucking poem at first, but no, they just wrote it like that. Okay, put on the reading voice, Mako. So today we are looking at a story called Just Got My Checkup from the DMT Hospital. A Ketamine and DMT Trip Report by Damien1567, uploaded to airwood.org on January 18th, 2025. Writing it after a couple of mini NN-DMT trips mixed with racemic ketamine. I still find myself scared of a full-on trip, but my toes are definitely wet. Started dabbling with racemic ketamine early in the evening. Around 9 p.m. I started taking tiny bumps, redosing often to achieve a melty flow state. Wrote some poetry I'll try to refine tomorrow. I quite liked my flow state. Words were abundantly flowing freely. Quite happy with it. Lately I've been trying to get back to my trippy roots, weeding the brain garden, so to speak. Luckily, the DMT robots were also out to give me a checkup. After about 150 to 200 milligrams racemic ketamine. Please make fun of me in the comments if I'm pronouncing that wrong, by the way. Sorry, back to the report. Back to read, Mako. Read the words, Mako. After about 150 to 200 milligrams racemic ketamine, maybe more, I was lightly dabbling for a good couple hours. I decided to dangle my toe in the NN-DMT waters. Loaded up what I can only describe as a literal crack pipe with a very small amount. Definitely not what people on the internet describe as a blast-off dose. I'd estimate it was below 15 milligrams. Apparently, that was just enough. I've heard of the waiting room. I get it now. Yeah, it very much feels like a waiting room. I took one lung from the pipe, had more than enough time to adjust myself, lay back, set down the pipe. I got very comfy and closed my eyes and watched visuals I cannot even begin to describe unfold before me. During the light show, what I can only describe as a portal opened up and let me enter. I was still very grounded. I was aware that if I opened my eyes, the trip would probably end. I could still feel my hands above my head. But I was taken through a lab where entities, colorful scientists, were at work. I was shuffled through hallways. Everything was neon and soft. During the exam, a slew of neon, soft, and round robots all examined me. I could feel the warmth of lasers on me. Like, really feel it. Wild. They gave me an A-OK, and the exam ended with a female cartoon giving me a big wink. Then I was shuttled outside. As I was leaving the lab, an explosion was going off from it. The atmosphere about it wasn't violent at all. It was slow and innocent. The whole scene was like a video game made for 4-year-olds. I was then in a town center. I had to wait for traffic to go at an intersection. I found myself genuinely concerned for the lab workers, but a light started glowing over the entire town, and I could feel that everything was alright. Like, overwhelmingly felt what I can only describe as hippy-dippy love. Wild. I've had about 10 to 15 mini DMT trips so far. One of the other trips I was hugged by a lovely fairy and it felt incredibly real. I've only yet done small doses where I am still aware that I'm in my bed. I can feel my cats move when they yawn. Half here, half in a trip. But NN-DMT is really something special. Smoke jerks, brain go burr. But holy does it ever go burr. It's unreal how lovely, emotional, and intriguing it is. The things you meet really set off the "that is a living thing" radar in me. I'm very grounded in my beliefs. I think brain just go burr. But it's real enough that it makes me keep an open mind. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. Hope the lab workers are okay. Much love. Stay weird. You know what? That was kind of short. Let's look at another one real quick. Let's see. What's this one? Okay, 1 shot of alcohol, great start. 200 milligrams ketamine, 50 milligrams DMT plus cannabis. Oh boy. Oh, and also LSD. Unspecified amount. You know what? Let's just see where this one goes. This one is called Enter the Void, an LSD, ketamine, and DMT trip report by My Third Eye. I as in the letter, not the word. Uploaded to arrowwood.org on June 11th, 2021. Background. At the time of this experience, I was 27 years old and I weighed 255 pounds. I am 6 feet 2 inches tall. My experience with psychoactive substances was extensive. At the time, I was taking psychological excursions at least once a week. The intensity of these trips varied depending on mood and how far I wanted to push myself. The substances involved were always used in some combination, which would be LSD, mushrooms, ketamine, DMT, and DXM. During this particular summer, I also had the pleasure of using ayahuasca a few times. In the summer of 2009, I was able to use DMT on a regular basis, and made it a habit for 90 days to use DMT each night. Essentially, my point here is I have been to the deepest end of the pool, and it's where I am most comfortable. Experience. It was around 2:30 a.m. I phoned a friend, and instead of the usual spurious greetings, I opened the conversation with the question, 1 or 2, to which my buddy replied, 2. So it was set into stone. I washed a vial with vodka and took a shot. No turning back at this juncture. I was feeling incredibly tired. I had been out at a friend's place where we had a few drinks and smoked some cannabis. I was also feeling adventurous, which is what prompted my Fate-based system of psychedelic administration, and Lady Fate wanted to dance with me that night. I reclined on my couch, and I waited for the familiar onset of the alert, lucid dream to set into effect. I slipped away into a dream state in more ways than one. I awoke with the alarm sensation of the room vibrating and moving. The come-up had taken place while I was asleep. I checked the clock on my phone, and it's around 3:15 a.m. It's hard to read the phone. Those damn numbers keep melting into each other and running all over the place. I could see the usual images of the afterlife on my carpet, the dead haunting me in this dream as they had come to do that summer. It's time. I know I want to go further. I load up a glass bowl with a little cannabis resin and approximately 50 milligrams of DMT that I had weighed out prior to calling my friend. I also weigh out 200 milligrams of ketamine. I take the ketamine over 2 lines and lick the CD case. I quickly pick up my bowl and brace myself. I take the DMT over 3 hits. As I had come to perfect, I take in 3 hits over about 50 seconds, with just enough time to place my bowl out of harm's way. The familiar synergy of DMT and LSD, it's like having a 5-star orgasm shot directly into my veins. I feel the warmth rocketing over me, the vibration of life shaking erectly and sporadically as it increases with power and tempo. I can see the curtain approaching. Darkness. The headspace before the breakthrough. It's my own dark star, my own philosophical implosion with which I propel myself to the ethos of my universe and to the tip of the other side. My curtain is always endless entities. They reach for me, they speak to me, they teach me. The prism pattern within each of them is its own universe. Using the handy ladder exercise from my DXM trips, I propel myself upward and out of my physical self. Through the fucking curtain like a good psychonaut, and with each step upward I feel less and less of myself. Until I am out of my body and I have broken through to the other side. The infinite universe sits before my weightless self. I feel nothing. I'm conscious of where my physical self resides, albeit I am completely detached from my physical being. I can feel the ketamine taking effect. The endless vision of the DMT/LSD third eye always gives way to a tiny tunnel vision effect of the dissociative psychedelics. The universe begins to tunnel forward like an underground train at 100 miles per hour. Even at this speed, I see every detail of the cave. Out of nowhere, we cross over an ocean where the waves look like the implosion of stars. The water, infinite and endless, crystal fucking clear, like space itself. I can see us rapidly approaching a metropolis. Suddenly the train is underground again. The city also exists underground. It's like New York, Chicago, and the apocalypse had a threesome and shit out a mutant baby. I am baffled at the complexity before my third eye. Infinite, but also nothing. Pointless. It just sprawls and sprawls and sprawls. What's complexity without purpose? Depth without reason. Beauty without the explanation and understanding. It's fucking nothing. Space. Occupied by those that think they see it. At some later junction, I come to on the couch. The walls are a triad of colors and designs. Fuck. It's lights out. My phone, which is still melting, reads 7:45 a.m. I stumble over to my fridge. I eye a beer. I know better. I return to the couch and try to collect myself. I'm in a thought loop of what is and isn't real. I'm having a real hard time processing that what just happened was a hallucination and not reality. Reality has been blurred. The void will do that. Dreams can be reality? Or can they? My mind is spinning. I keep thinking, is this as far as I can go? I never found the answer. Wow, those both sounded like they were written by crazy people. Probably because you have to be a little bit crazy to want to do this. And yet, I get it. Like, I understand these inclinations. The desire to see just how far the rabbit hole goes, just how crazy can it get if you just do a little bit more of whatever the fuck you did, or if you combine it with something else that you never combined it with before, and you, what is there even a, like, what is the limit of what the brain can experience? How crazy can it get? I mean, we already know that it's apparently possible to experience, like, what feels like fucking, like, millions of years, if some people are to be believed, from smoking salvia. I still, like, I don't, like, listen, I know for a fact salvia can have time dilation properties, because I felt it myself. I still don't know if, like, there's no way it was actually there's no way they actually felt every single second of a million years. Now, it could have been a very long time. Like, I'm sure, like, I don't know, maybe it might be possible to experience, like, an hour's worth of time in a second, or something like that, if your brain decides to speed up enough while it's under a substance that's making it work incorrectly. I don't know how fast the brain can go. In terms of that, I don't want to find out what the limit for that is, personally. I don't think that just smoking the literal largest amount of salvia you can possibly get is a good idea. Ever. I don't think we even need to know what that does. I just don't think anyone should ever do that. Like, not a single person. Like, if you want to do that, hey, no power to you. Don't fucking do that. But, well, to be fair, with salvia, I think you just have, like, amnesiac effects at a certain point of dosage anyway. I'm gonna be shifting around my chair a lot, sorry. I'm still kind of on ketamine. Jesus Christ, I can just say that now and I'm not even breaking the law. That's crazy. Shouldn't I be moving around less if I'm on ketamine? Actually, why am I moving around? Shouldn't I be moving around less? That's weird. I don't know what's up with that. It might be a like dosage intensity range thing, like maybe just a tiny bit of K can make you feel more. Yeah, but then when you do the many of it, you are in the chair. Oh, I feel fucked up still. But yeah, no. The human mind is it is a fucking rabbit hole in a rabbit hole in a rabbit hole. Listen, like. You know that feeling you got when you were a little kid watching some TV show or some movie or some cartoon where like some fucking glebe glorb alien from from some other planet comes down to Earth and is like, hey, you random 10-year-old kid who is the main character, I need you to go on a journey to help save my kind. Or like, holy shit, we found a child inside a chunk of ice. This is probably important. We could like save the world with this. You know, those kinds of if you hear noise, that is cat snoring. There is a cat on the bed behind me. Like, you know, those kinds of feelings you get of like, oh shit, this is it. This is the important thing. This is like the point of this entire universe, is so that this story can happen, so that this can be explored. That's what psychedelics feels like. It is it. Like, this is the story that never ends. This is the mystery that always has one layer deeper. This is the cave that always has one more tunnel around the corner. The brain is just a universe of possibilities if you just fuck with it in just a little bit, with these molecules binding to certain receptors, causing the shit to fire in different patterns. The experiences these patterns can produce are innumerable and often indescribable, and they can feel like the most real things ever. They can feel like the most. If you know, you know. Okay. And I'm not telling you to do this, like, even beyond the legal shit, like, it can be scary. But that's kind of part of the appeal, at least for me, is, like, I don't really have much of an incentive to do this. Like, it doesn't really make me euphoric, at least on its own. It can help me appreciate music or whatever more, but, like, fucking, oh no, where am I going with this? Where am I going? It doesn't feel like something you're, like, supposed to do, if that makes any sense. And I know that might sound weird because people take shrooms and they're like, oh my god, I understand everything. It's like this was made for the human brain to consume. But like, let's be real here, you are consuming a molecule that makes your brain fire in different patterns. Like, that's part of the beauty of it to me, is like all of this shit is accidental, it's incidental. There evolved an animal on this planet which learned how to take some of these substances and refine them into a form in which they can ingest them into their systems and experience shit that every other animal on the planet would run away from in a fucking heartbeat. Like, you go up to a dog and you ask it, hey buddy, do you want the world in front of you to melt in front of your eyes while you hear a mechanical in your ear and your body tells you that it's dying? Do you want to experience that? No. No. You're not supposed to do this. But you're also not supposed to eat spicy food. Spice evolved as a way to deter things that are not birds from eating them. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Capsaicin is supposed to scare other things away because birds don't taste it and the peppers want the birds to eat them. But like, you can still eat peppers and sometimes it hurts, but it's interesting, it's unique. And with something like DMT, every single instinct, every possible rational and irrational thought tells me not to go for a breakthrough dose anytime fucking soon. Because it's gonna be intense, and it might be the scariest thing that ever happens to me, and it might feel like a long time, and if it goes bad, it could be very bad. But I'm still gonna fucking do it someday. Because I wanna know. I want to know what that feels like. because it's not like anything else I can feel in this life. And I value that. I value diversity. Diversity win. An animal discovered a molecule that it can shove inside of its brain in order to enter what appears to be a higher dimensional space filled with rainbow AI, insect, bug, robot, elf things that massage your brain. I've had so many like brain massage DMT trips. I've only done like small amounts, but I've done a lot of small DMT trips, and it's like I use it to I've sort of used it to prepare me, going up and up in my dosages just a little tiny bit every now and then. Every now and then I'm like, ooh, could I handle this many milligrams? You know what? I'm feeling it. It's calling to me. I think I can go for it this time. And maybe one day that'll get me to a breakthrough. I once had a moment where, and this is the last little anecdote I will give before I end the video, I think. I once took what I thought was about 17 milligrams, but what was almost certainly more than that. I'm not sure how much more, but I remember looking at some trees and some like grass and asphalt below them, and the branches of the trees were like extending and sort of creating new branches, weaving together to form almost like a stained glass painting kind of aesthetic of just a bunch of these little cells of color separated by these tree branch lines. And those spaces between the branches became more green, and just the whole thing, it started to look more like a collage of polygons almost than the stuff that was actually there. And there was about 1 second where I forgot what I was looking at. And I was like, is this it? Did I fucking do it to me this time? Oh boy. And in that moment, I was like, okay, if this is a breakthrough, let's fucking go, man. Let's do it. I'm ready. We can do this right here, right now. And then it wasn't. It was only for that brief second that I lost touch with reality. And the rest of it was not actually really that intense at all. So that tells me, if I had a breakthrough at this point, it would probably be a good experience. But I'm still not gonna. I'm not gonna do this shit on purpose yet. No, that's not. We're not gonna. That's probably no. Nah, I'm not gonna do that yet. But one day, I will do it, and I will know, and you will hear about it. By God, will you fucking hear about it? I can promise you that. All right. The video, I was about to say the ketamine is over. The video is over. The ketamine I think is still kind of here, but I don't know what I've had to. There have been a lot of long pauses that I've had to edit out in this video. Trust me. Outro words, say them out of your vocal cords to the microphone. Then they'll hear them, and that will create an experience. Okay, yes, that's the outro?